Hey everyone, JTISREBORN back again with another episode of After the Movie. This time I'm going to be talking about the third straight movie that I saw in theaters that was a sequel to a movie that came out in 2002. That is a very strange timing of releases for these movies. You know, Xander Cage, sequel to Triple X 2002, Resident Evil Final Chapter, sequel to the original movie that came out in 2002, and now Rings, the third movie in the Ring franchise that started in 2002. I guess before I talk about this next one, like I said in the other ones, I better talk about the first movie. And yeah, here it is right here, the Ring. Yeah, I remember this movie came out. It was a really big deal. I know a lot of people were really freaked out about it. I was like indifferent to it. I kind of enjoyed it, but I didn't really like love it. It's not like one of my favorite horror movies. It does have its creepy moments. And to tell you the truth, I haven't seen it in a really long time, so maybe it still holds up pretty well. I might give it another watch here and there, but for the most part, it was pretty decent. Then they had The Ring 2, which, God, I think I saw that movie once, like a decade ago. I'm trying to remember. That movie wasn't as good. I remember not really liking it, but maybe my opinions changed over the years. Like I said, I only saw it once, but I've seen The Ring a few times, but Ring 2 wasn't very good. So now, all these years later, we have Rings. There's my ticket right there. Fucking Rings. And this movie wasn't very good. It wasn't very good. The main problem I have with this movie is, like, it's boring. And that is honestly the worst thing you can have for a movie. At least with Resident Evil, like, it was awful, and I have a lot to say about it. But Rings is just so fucking boring. It's not good enough to be a good scary movie. It's not bad enough to be an unintentional comedy or, like, so awful that, like, I can, like, really rage about it. It's forgettable. It really is forgettable. There's nothing that interesting about this movie. Like, the jump scares are bad. Like, one of the jump scares, I swear to God, is somebody opening an umbrella. Like, whoa! Oh my God, an umbrella! Whoa! Like, they set up moments to try and be eerie, and it doesn't come across as eerie at all. Like, I didn't feel any tension. I didn't feel like, oh my gosh, I'm scared. Yeah. So what's this movie about? So the movie starts out like kind of interesting. Some people are on a plane. And there's like, it's been 7 days since I watched the movie. You watched that video too. Wait, what? You guys know about this video? Like a VHS, which, you know, a lot of people aren't really watching nowadays. I mean, granted, I'll watch a VHS, but yeah, it's like, watch this tape or don't watch it or whatever. So anyways, it starts out on this plane. Samara comes through the plane, like the screen, this really tiny screen, which, I mean, yeah, kind of funny, on this airplane, and I guess this guy dies, the plane crashed, and it's never brought up again. So what was the fucking point? So anyways, some guy, some professor, finds the VHS tape, watches it, and he starts like a group of like people and stuff to like watch as an experiment to prove the afterlife exists. He's having a bunch of students watching it. He's like, okay, I'll get you a tale, which is like a link to keep yourself alive. You have to make a copy of the VHS and like get someone to watch it. So now the videotape is in the digital age. Yay, I guess. Hooray. What the fuck? So anyways, so then we get these two lead characters who are just absolutely like dull as paint. His boyfriend or girlfriend and his girlfriend, whatever, he's going off to college, and she's just like, oh my gosh, I'm going to miss you, babe. I mean, I'm going to miss your smell. So he's like, oh, let me take off my shirt, girl. Here, and she's like, there you go, you have my smell. She's like, thanks. Oh, your smell. I'm like, ugh, fucking creepo. So anyways, he goes off to college. He's like, we Skype every night, babe. So she's like, yeah, babe, we'll Skype every night. So then they start Skyping each other, and then like he starts to like, things start to get eerie. He joins up with that professor's like group or whatever to watch that videotape, and the curse continues onward, and it's pretty eerie. So, I guess, whatever. And the girlfriend's like, okay, things are seeming off about this. So she goes there, and then she finds everyone researching this videotape and stuff, like what's going on with it. And then some girl's like, oh wait, I need you to watch this clip, which is, you know, the creepy VHS thing in the ring. And then one girl dies, and the main girl is like, oh my God! And then her boyfriend's like, what did you do? She's like, she died. She's like, don't watch it, honey. Whatever you do, don't watch it. She's like, okay, I'm gonna watch this. Okay, now we're fucked. Now we gotta figure out what's going on here. So the professor's like, you two need to go in we're gonna go investigate this thing. And then he ends up getting killed. The one girl burns her hand, which gets, you know how the gist is. You call the phone. It's like, after you watch the tape, you get a phone call. It's like 7 days, like you're gonna die. And so the one girl and her boyfriend go and investigate like this town or whatever. Like I said, it's been a while since I've seen The Ring, but I don't think it's the same town as in like the first movie where the well was and that. And they try and find out what's going on with Samara, the evil girl. There's new images showing up on the tape, and the one professor idiot dies. And it's kind of funny how bad this movie wants to kill this character. Like, he tries to drive over. He's like, "Oh man, you got a mark from burning your hand. That's braille." So, let me backtrack on that. So when main girl, whatever her name was, I don't remember, calls up on the phone, she's like, "Hey." And she gets a phone call for 7 days. She burns her hand and leaves a mark there, which is braille, which the professor figures out. So he has to go and drive and like, "Okay, I'm coming. Wait, I know what's on the mark. You gotta listen to me." And then like he can't get a connection, and then he somehow crashes his car. And the two leads find him. They're like, "Oh my God, are you okay?" He's still alive. He's injured. And like there's water seeping in, and then all of a sudden a power line pole comes down. It's like, "Oh God, we can't have you talking." And it just comedically falls, and like he gets electrocuted, and like. It was like, Jesus, this movie really wants to kill this one guy. And that bit was actually kind of entertaining. And then we come to find out a bit more about Samara's history. And we meet her father, who's played by Vincent D'Onofrio. And I started to snicker a bit. I'm like, okay, Vincent D'Onofrio's in this movie. He's got to be doing something. Like, whether he's good or bad, Vincent D'Onofrio always offers a bit of entertainment in this movie. He's some blind former priest who was like Samara's dad. I'm going to full spoilers. I don't fucking care. You're not going to go see this movie. Don't see this movie. It's boring. It sucks. And then, so he's Samara's dad. You find out that he was with Samara's mom, who he kept locked down in the basement of some church. They said Samara was evil, moved her remains, blah, 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 blah. They find Samara's remains in like the walls of his house. D'Onofrio's blind because he's like, Samara can't hurt you if you hurt your eyesight, if you can't see her. And then Samara comes out of like one of the screens. He's like, "Samara, like, is that you?" And all of a sudden his eyesight gets back. He's like, "Ew, I can see. Fuck!" And then he dies. And then they burn Samara's remains and think it's over. And I'm like, they showed some bits in the trailer where she's like, has a mark on her and she's like hacking up some hair or whatever. And so they burn the remains of Samara. Then all of a sudden they have like this end of the movie scene where the one girl's like hacking stuff up and she's becomes Samara, like rebirthed or whatever. And then her one boyfriend that's on the computer, and then his file just keeps getting sent to a bunch of people, and people are like, "Oh wow, creepy video," like instant emails, like thousands of them. And I had here's the thing about that. If somebody sends me something that's like, "Hey, watch this video," I'm going to think it's spam, and I'm going to delete it. I'm not going to instantly respond to it. I mean, the responses are instantaneous. It's like thousands of like responses, like instantly. And all the tape has been spread all across the world, so Samara can just keep killing people. And the one bitch is just like, now Samara, her are one. It's her mark on her hand is like rebirth or some shit like that. And then the movie ends. Third straight movie from 2002 that I've seen in the theaters, and this one was bad. Granted, out of the three 2002 sequels, the best one is hands down Return of Xander Cage. But this one, it didn't like nauseate me or irritate me as much as Resident Evil did. Because like I said, I sat through all 6 of those movies in a week, and I was just fucking irritated at that point. But I was more curious with that one than this one. And this movie is just, it's not very good. It's boring. It's forgettable. Like I said, I can't remember anybody's name in that movie except Samara, because Samara was the evil girl I remember for the first movie. I can't remember any of the characters' names. I really can't. Like, and I just saw the movie like a week ago. That's how forgettable it is. And I'm trying to think of anything else. And I'm like, God, I don't really remember this movie at all. Because it's forgettable. It's not interesting. It's a terrible sequel to a pretty decent remake. So, hopefully this signals the end for the Ring franchise. I guess if they have another one, just throw it straight to video. And I guess because this movie underperformed, we're not going to get it. Paramount decided to like cancel the release of Friday the 13th, primarily due to another Friday the 13th movie got canceled because of fucking Rings underperforming. Which, you know what? because of that, fuck this movie even more. Fuck it even more. Because I really was looking forward to another Friday the 13th movie. Granted, those movies are like, they're fun. They're fun, enjoyable slasher movies. And I'm a fan of those franchises. They actually are like, they can be dumb for sure, but they're at least entertaining. This movie is like, ugh. It's one of those dull, shitty movies with no interesting jump scares. It just sucked, people. It sucked. So, that's my thoughts on Rings. I hope you enjoyed watching this video. I got 2 more left to do, and that'll be it for this week. So, yeah, go ahead and give this video a like. Comment below what you thought of the movie Rings. That is, if you saw it. And, yeah, so that was Rings. Moving on to the next one. Bye-bye, Rings. Fuck you.